Welcome to Module 2, which is all about brand building. In this course 1, we look at professional speaking development and with a specific focus on the various speaking dynamics that exist. Let's get things started. Remember, we have always been saying and teaching you on the fact that eye care, or optometry, has different components. It's got the academic component, it's got the clinical component, as well as the business component. All three components need to function cohesively and effectively with one another in order for optometric practices or individuals to reach high levels of success. And so in this video training, we're going to just share with you the different speaking dynamics and opportunities that actually exist where you are able then to build your career as a speaker in. Firstly, let's look at the academic phase. The academic phase has got different components to it. Lecturing. Let's say you are running an optometric practice and you have built a reputable brand or are busy building a reputable brand. Then look at going into the university institutions and then speaking with regards that which you are well trained on. And you go to the university institutions and offer your services as a guest lecturer, guest speaker, and build from there. You can create content that is for students that you then go around the different university institutions to share. You don't have to be doing it full time actually. You could be running your own business, but your area of interest could be contact lenses or pediatrics or public health optometry, or you can create content which is specific to running a business, administrative content, fashion, eyewear, accessories, the ethics and legal requirement, the challenges that we need to be aware of that you will encounter or that an individual encounters once they start running a business or a practice. So you can focus all your content when it comes to lecturing under various different topics that you can select and go to the different universities and just purely talk about that. Even if you're doing it for 30 minutes or 40 minutes, you just arrange with the individuals at those universities and you go there as a guest lecturer. So lecturing plays a significant role because who are you lecturing to? You are lecturing to optometrists. You are lecturing to final year, third year or second year optometrists, and you are providing them with information that exists in the business world that perhaps they're not yet accustomed to or are aware of. So you take advantage of going to the different universities, create content specific to students at the level at which students will be able to relate and connect with, and then go and lecture. That's how you can build your brand. You're communicating on that which you know best, and you create a series of topics surrounding second years, third years, final years, even first years. At some of the institutions, for example, they've got what they call Case History Fridays, where the whole department will come together and discuss various optometry related cases. You can create content specific to that type of setup. Or you want to target second year or third year students with regards to equipment and educating them more on various types of equipment. You can collaborate with a frame supplier and go to the university institutions and purely just talk about equipment and how expensive it is, why it's expensive, what they need to know about it, what does the equipment do, how they can utilize the equipment, what benefits does the equipment bring to an optometric practice that has it versus one that doesn't have it, and what do you need to do first before you even get to a point whereby you can afford those type of equipment. So there's a wide range of topics that you can focus on when it comes to lecturing. That's what we did. I wanted to develop as a professional speaker. I looked at the opportunity that universities provided with, and we did exactly that. Next, webinars. We're living in a digital world right now where webinars have increased, especially as a result of COVID-19. A lot of conferencing, a lot of activity has been from a webinar point of view in terms of getting people to still have the same content and experience that they would have had they been attending a particular event where that particular content or various type of speakers would be. And so do a webinar, and it's different ways in which you can do it. You can either send abstracts sending requests to people that are already doing that, communicate with various suppliers and companies who are providing that service of online teachings, and you can build content that is specific for webinars so that you can have the opportunity of being a speaker in a webinar. Or you create one yourself, even if it's for 10 people. The 10 people can go to 20 people, the 20 people can go to 40 people, those 40 people can go to 80 people, because you can then create content that is specific to a particular target audience based on the expertise that you have on that particular subject matter. And then you focus your speaking journey on that. I personally chose, when it comes to webinars, I chose marketing as an area that I will speak on whenever I have an opportunity to talk to our audience that is tuning in online. And so my workshops that I would have normally ran physically, that then I offer that service through webinars, and that helps grow the brand, because you with a training workshop, for example, you would only be limited to the number of people that venue can take, whether it be 20, 25, 30. But with a webinar, depending on the package that you select with the platform that you are using, you are able to communicate with people outside of your location. So whereas before I would have to travel to different parts of the country and the world to do workshops, now all of a sudden, based on where the world finds itself today, we move everything online, and through that online platform my reach now is far more, because there's no traveling. I'm doing it from the comfort of our home or office, and you're communicating with 200, 300 people at a given point in time. And once they can connect with you via online digital platforms, it becomes much easier for you to then have repetitive webinars or business, and they can connect with you that, you know what, that which you said in that webinar, I think I need it. What can you do to help me get that? So it's very, very important that you understand that from an academic point of view, you can also utilize webinars through the content that you're providing and connect with multiple audiences to help build and establish your brand in that particular area. Another thing would be competency related. If your area of focus is pertaining to the academic phase of optometry is various subject matters, then you select ocular pathology, optical appliances, refractive error, various components that you are more competent in, that you are harnessing your skills in that particular area. And it could be an area of expertise that you specialize in the practice that you're working in. Then build content in that regard, where you're talking about, if let's say pediatrics, you're talking about visual therapy, you're talking about squints, you're talking about binocular vision complications, you're talking about pathology related, but it's all pediatric focus. You're talking about dyslexia, you're talking about various components related to pediatrics, and you can start talking about that and put that content online. You can create content, so much content, that you are sharing it with so many people utilizing online digital platforms. So even if it's a academically orientated content, as a speaker you're trying to build your brand, why don't you build and establish a YouTube channel that you will be able to disseminate information and have as many people getting free access to that particular content. You can create an online course that people can purchase, like what we do right now. It was content. You get a certificate of completion as a result of listening in and going through this course of the other courses. And so we created content that is specific to different audience members for them to connect with. As a result, they pay for it. And so that's what you can do. You can choose visual therapy and develop a course out of visual therapy for those optometrists or those individuals that want to enhance or increase their skills pertaining to visual therapy, and they can pay for that content. So there's so much that you can do from a competency related content. You can partake in CPD events where you are engaging different stakeholders, different companies, different organizers to be part of the CPD program, and you then apply for CPD accreditation pertaining to the content that you are sharing with people, and that can help grow your brand, speaking opportunities. That's what we do as well. We're constantly looking at, wait a minute, at that particular organization, they're running CPD functions on a regular basis. Let me then be one of the speakers at that particular CPD event. And so that's very, very important that you can understand that academically you can create content from an academic point of view, whether it be lectures, webinars, focusing on the specific competency area or CPD related. And you can drive content which is very academically orientated, because that will connect your brand with a lot of individuals who are academically orientated. Then, if you look at the clinical type of professional speaking component, go online. Don't hesitate, go online. And online, you can create a website that you can upload various videos on it. You can be on YouTube. You can have a mentorship hub where you're establishing a community around your brand pertaining to a particular competency area of discussion. If it's dispensing, go online, start teaching dispensing online, and let people subscribe to your online platforms where either it's free or you're charging for it. The decision lies purely with you in terms of to what extent you want to be growing your brand in that particular area. Next, it's competency workshops. We focus on staff training. You might be focusing on dry eye. You might be focusing on contact lenses. You want to teach people about scleral lenses as a person who has been involved with scleral lenses for the last 10 years. And you don't know any other person who's your peer at your level, who is doing scleral lenses at the level at which you are doing them. So why don't you use that opportunity then to go online, build content, run workshops pertaining to your area of expertise, and speak at conferences, write as many abstracts as you possibly can, submit them to both local and international conferences where you can have an opportunity to actually speak at various conferences. Because when you start speaking at various conferences, it enhances and increases your chances of being recognized as an expert in that particular subject matter, especially when what you talk about impacts how people are developing clinically. So with a wide range of clinical content that's available, be online, have a YouTube series that you're starting, focused on that content, have a mentorship hub that you are part of, or that you are involved with, that you have set up. Understand the different types of workshops that you can actually collaborate with various suppliers pertaining to that. You can have an eyewear styling workshop, you can have a visual therapy workshop, whatever type of competency that you are focusing on, have a workshop that you are doing there, whether it be a physical workshop or online. As long as you know that from a clinical point of view, you are very competent in that area, then create content that you can start speaking about pertaining to that particular competency area. And when it comes to conferences, if you know that you have developed in a particular area, then submit an abstract that you can go and speak at a conference pertaining to that subject matter. And lastly, is regards business, professional speaking opportunities in terms of, or speaking dynamics when it comes to business professional speaking, employee training, product launches. You can start doing amazing things on social media where you are constantly educating and providing content to people via social media. Your YouTube channel again, you can build so much around your brand when it comes to speaking on a particular subject matter that you could end up becoming a keynote speaker at various conferences and events. So understand what your target audience is, or who are your target audiences. Understand what you have an interest in within eye care, and then focus on building content that you can deliver to that particular audience. You whether it be through training, product launch, social media, YouTube channel, or collaboration would come very handy when it comes to topics that are business related. So there's such a wide vast of speaking dynamics that you need to take into account when you want to build your brand through professional speaking. You have to understand the different opportunities that are lying, different dynamics that are existing for you to take advantage of.